Hello and welcome to another StarCraft 2 co-op video. Today we'll be taking a look at how Dehaka deals with heroes from the Storm. Thanks to his second prestige, he is one of the best commanders against the super strong heroes. He has several options. First is Creeper Hosts. The pros of massing hosts is that they can hit the heroes and regular enemies from afar. Clearing the regular units first means the pack leaders can focus on fighting the heroes with their extra damage. Creeper Hosts can also clear encampments in between attack waves. The cons of this plan is that they deal 0 damage between bursts. Sometimes you need just a bit more damage to finish off the enemy, but you have to wait 30 seconds for the next wave. Another drawback is that Zeratul might get close and kill a lot of them. The second is Impalers. They are good because they can deal a ton of damage without getting hurt. The drawback is that they can't really run from AoE, they can't clear bases, and they are not good against air units. Impalers are only good when the enemies don't have air units. You need to take out their detector or air units first, then tank the enemies from the low ground with a pack leader. The Impalers will deal a ton of damage though, so in that sense they are really strong. The third is Guardians. They are good because they deal sustained damage from a distance. They can also clear encampments between attack waves. The heroes are also weaker against air, so you'll lose fewer of them in head-on fights. However, they are susceptible to AoE from heroes and regular units. They are also not good against air. The best unit comp is a mix of hosts and guardians. You can add a few impalers for the tenderize, but they're not very useful without a cliff. After reaching about 180 supply, start spending your minerals on primal worms. They will be useful for many things later on. Pack leaders are mainly used to tank the heroes while your army does the real damage. Glevig isn't actually good at tanking though. Their AoE abilities can also be used to clear the regular enemies. Rainer is easy to deal with. You can take out the first Rainer with 1 greater primal worm, an uprooted warden, and Dehaka. If possible, add 1 impaler into the mix. Eat any bio units from the attack wave to replenish HP. You don't need any special tactics against subsequent Rainers. Glevig should be ready by the time the first Tychus arrives. No special tactics needed against subsequent Tychuses. I suppose you should watch out for its grenade, but you'll probably have more dangerous things to deal with later. Eat the first Dehaka with your Dehaka. If he comes with Tychus, eat Dehaka before summoning Glevig. For subsequent Dehakas, you should eat him if you see him, but it's not a big deal if you don't. Karax is not a difficult enemy. A few Impalers plus 1 to 2 greater primal worms and Dehaka should be enough. If he comes together with Nova, use Mervar against both of them. If Glevig still has some time left after fighting Tychus and Dehaka, use his fire against Karax. Nova is deadly. Use 5 or more primal worms to bait the nuke. If possible, place them there well in advance and deep tunnel them away when they are targeted. You can also use a swarm of 8 to 10 locusts to bait the nuke. Don't summon Glevig in her vision because the little guys would just get nuked. Mervar can take a nuke, but don't let her get hit if possible. Be prepared to lose Guardians if you fight her head-on because she'll snipe them rather quickly. Of all the heroes, she should be taken out first. Zagara is mid-tier in terms of difficulty. Solo her with Dock Run so she doesn't summon roaches. She needs to be able to hit 2 enemies with roach drop in order for her to use the ability. Attack with Guardians or Locusts. You can bait the roach drop with some worms, then run far away and hopefully take her out away from the roaches. Zeratul is invisible and wrecks ground armies. Burrow Dehaka before summoning a pack leader so you will have detection during the entire fight. If Dehaka isn't around, deep tunnel multiple worms to make sure he goes down. Attack with Guardians because Zeratul can't hit air at all. Artanis has a lot of HP, but he isn't very threatening. He likes to dash around a lot, so deep tunnel lots of primal worms near him so he has things other than your drones to hit. Kerrigan is the other dangerous hero. Just like Nova, use 5 or more primal worms or a swarm of locusts to bait the nuke. You need fewer units to bait out her apocalypse than you need to bait out Nova's nuke, but it's just much easier to remember 1 threshold for both enemies. In the late game, 3 or more heroes will attack at a time. Always have a pack leader ready to tank hits. Prepare for Nova or Kerrigan AoE attacks and be ready to run away. Focus fire the heroes based on target priority. Let's look at target priority then. Number 1 priority is definitely Nova. You don't want her to nuke a second time and her sniping is extremely deadly. Second is Kerrigan because you don't want her to use her AoE ability again. Zagara is medium priority because you don't want to deal with her roaches a second time. Zeratos should be taken out quickly, especially if you are using primal worms for detection. You don't want to run out of worms before Zeratos is gone because he will either wreck your mineral line or army or waste a lot of time because you have to chase him. The rest of the enemies are low priority. Artanis and Dehaka are slightly higher because they can be annoying, but they're not so threatening that you want to take them out right away. And that's it for this lesson. Like and subscribe if you learned something new. Try these strategies out and comment your experiences down below. Thanks to all the members who are supporting me. If you would like to join, check out the link in the description. And while you're here, why don't you check out my guide on how to deal with heroes with all commanders? See you there!